Q, you're on a quest. A quest to save the princess. Here's your sword. Don't go alone.
Hey there, I'm Q Manning, the general manager and founder of Rocksaw Studios. What is Rocksaw Studios? We're a digital innovation and design company. We're located here in Austin, Texas. And what do? We help our clients, no matter what their size, no matter what their problem, create some really elegant solutions to sometimes tasks that just seem insurmountable by the team that's in place. Well, how do we do that? We do that because we are outside individuals who can sometimes come in and bring a fresh perspective to the problem. We aren't doomed with the curse of knowledge. And so, as part of that, we get a question pretty frequently. And that is, how can knowing too much lead to a bad solution? Curse of knowledge is this concept where you know so much about your industry, you know so much about how people do things, that you won't even entertain outside perspectives, or you talk in too high level of a language for individuals who are new to something to figure out. The problem with that is that the best problems that are solved are typically done through a natural, intuitive way. And that often means cutting through a lot of the jargon or through a lot of the knowledge that people had before. Limitations and the curse of knowledge can cause you to not try things that could work. Well, I'd love to try that, but that's just too big. That we can't afford that solution. Yeah, I wanted to do that, but then last time we tried that, the boss said no, we can't make it happen that way. So let's not even go down that road. These kind of limitations keep your mind in a little box. They keep your mind from going to the exciting places they should be, to the really innovative solutions that could be solving problems in a better way. Now, what that usually means is that you think you've already got it all figured out, right? I mean, you're dealing with a problem, and if somebody would just listen to you, then hell, you'd get it all solved. And let's be upfront, that may be right. You may have the perfect solution already in your brain. But the truth is that if you think you know it all before you even start tackling the problem, you'll only end up pleasing a user of one. Name me one piece of software that's been successful that's only had one user. You can't, right? Because that doesn't happen. One user equals unsuccessful software. Embrace what you don't know. Embrace the fact that there's a whole world of perspectives and ways of doing things that you've never thought about, and bring new players into the game to help you go to those places. Imagine you have like a mind of a child coming in and looking at things. You know, a kid sees something for the first time, they see some blocks on the floor and they don't know what to do with them. They just start putting things together. Nobody's told them, oh, you can't do that yet. Or if you do that, then it's gonna fall over too fast. Or if you try this, then you're gonna make your mom unhappy. They don't know this stuff. They just play around. Great solutions, no matter how big they may seem, can always be scaled back. But a bad solution, the wrong solution, can never be scaled up. It's always going to be bad. You always want to make sure that you aren't just saying no. Too many times when we think we're the experts, and we think we've got it all figured out and we've been too inside the knowledge, we're really quick to say no when someone brings up an idea. Think about the last whiteboarding session you were in and somebody brought up an idea that seemed too crazy. What happened? Somebody in the room, could have been you, went, no, I can't do that. We tried that and it didn't work, or it's too big. If we do that, then we're gonna have to do this, and the procurement's gonna have to come in, and they're gonna have to do this situation, but then HR is gonna come over here, and they're going to need to change the procedures. We can't change HR procedures. And you're right, maybe you can't change HR procedures. But if you start thinking down those roads, and you figure out that this is the best solution, if this ends up being the best answer to the problem, you will find a way to make it happen. You will find a way to scale back the various different elements and tweak the little levers of that solution so that it can work within whatever the current environment that you have is. If you're too quick to rely on just the expertise that's already in the room and not looking at things from the outside perspective, you're going to create a problem of uniformity. A recent Harvard business study showed that you don't want to have too many experts in the room. Their suggestion was when you're trying to tackle innovation problems, you want a nice mix of 60% new players and 40% experts in the room. The 40% experts understand the issues. They make sure that things don't go too far off the rails. But if you have too many experts in the room, over 40%, what you'll discover is that that academic mindset starts to converge and everyone sort of starts to do things the same way and the same solution comes forward. So having a 60-40 split, make sure that those great ideas that are in there, but also make sure that you don't go too far off the beaten path so that you kind of stay in the right mix. Why does this work? Because ignorance leads to experimentation, and experimentation leads to innovation. Think about the last time you were told to do something without training. Maybe it was something within a company, maybe it was something with a piece of hardware, like a new stereo you bought, a video game, whatever it may be. You had to experiment a lot to try to find the right ways to do things. And a lot of times when you start experimenting like this, what you find is that the solution that you come up with is better than the trained solution. Why? Your solution came naturally. You looked at all the assembled pieces without the curse of knowledge and thought, well, if I put this and this and this and this together, I get over here. That is what experimentation can do. Video games are huge with this. Not that what you're trying to build is a video game, though it could be, but video games really do tap into experimentation. They drop you into a world and they give you a few details. Q, you're on a quest to save the princess. Here's your sword, don't go alone. And from there, my job is to figure out how the hell am I gonna save this damn princess? She's in this castle with a big scary piggy who keeps me away. But all I have is a sword and no directions. I don't even know where to go next. So I've got to experiment. And there's this sense of euphoria, this eureka moment that happens when I accomplish something in this situation. Those exact same concepts will apply to whatever solution you're trying to create, I promise. Experimentation is intuitive by its nature. It's us testing the natural boundaries of what would be expected with what's there for us. So falling into that and trusting that leads to some really great solutions and can often be the best answer moving forward. So if you have the curse of knowledge and maybe you are too much of an expert or you have a big team of experts and you need someone to come in and just kind of shake things up a little bit, you know what to do. You can give us a call, you can shoot us an email, and we're going to get right back to you. With that, my name is Q Manning. This has been Q and Answers. I'm going to see you next time. Adios.